So while we wait, let's bring in our guest, criminal defense attorney, former Los Angeles County prosecutor Josh Ritter. Josh, tell us where your thoughts are during this penalty phase. Very emotional testifying. Shanley and I have been talking about how hard it is on juries to listen to this kind of testimony, but this prosecution is adamant he should be put to death.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to watch, and we're watching through a TV screen. You imagine being in that room and actually hearing the silence take over that entire courtroom as that woman wept there. You know, in a case like this, one thing I have experience with when it comes to these types of serious murders and death penalty is that jurors have zero sympathy for someone taking the life of a child. And I realize that a mother's life was lost here as well, and I'm not trying to discount that at all. But when you take the life of a child in a stabbing type death, and that child is your own, and it's over the most unimaginable of reasons, the whole surrounding circumstances of all of this is exactly the type of case why we still have the greatest kind of punishment that we do in this country reserved to punish exactly these types of murders. So I would be shocked, actually, if it came out anything but a recommendation for death.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we all can agree on that. And Josh, you are right. You're right too, Judge Ashley. You know, I've been in a lot of the courtrooms here at Court TV, and to see jurors after they've convicted somebody and then in a sentencing phase, jurors, everyone in the courtroom is a little more emotional, and it's very, very tough to sit in there and listen to a lot of the victims' family members tell us or try to even describe the loss that they're experiencing and having to live with day in and day out. And that's why a lot of courts offer even counseling to some of the jurors and those involved in the case, because it is such a traumatic experience. And Josh, as far as the prosecution putting this together, I'm not surprised at the amount of sidebars, because if I was his defense, I would be trying to keep this away from the jury.
Agree.
As much as possible, because these text messages, especially around and during and after the times of the murders, paint a monster. Josh.
No, absolutely. I mean, the defense is scrambling at this point, and you got to think too that at this point they're really just trying to fight to save his life. At least that's how they view it. So it's kind of no holds barred at this point as far as what they're willing to do to throw any obstacle in the prosecution's path. And that could be something as simple as taking a sidebar whenever you can, just to break the momentum. Because like you said, the more and more we listen to this, the more and more he begins to sound like a monster. Any sympathy that those jurors may have had for him is slipping away with every bit of testimony that we hear in this penalty phase.
And I think that, you know, to me, it still rides on whether or not, number one, he'll testify, but number two, if he does testify, if he can convince this jury that he is remorseful, that he messed up, that he has compassion and empathy for the family and everything he did. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's the only out, so to speak, that I personally see. Josh, we want you to hang tight